Hello, my name's Tina. Welcome to the first tutorial for the Unapologetic Knitter's My Favourite Vanilla Sock pattern. This is to teach people who have never knitted socks before how to knit a simple pattern so you can go on to knit all the socks you want to. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun. I love knitting socks, and once you knit one pair, that will be it, and you'll be off down the rabbit hole of knitting all the socks. So I hope you have some lovely yarn to work with. If you haven't seen the prep video, please check that one out. I shall link it below, and that will tell you about all the things you need and just a little bit of chat about sock knitting before we start. But if you're all ready to go, let's make a start. So first of all, we have to knit the cuff. These are cuff down socks. So you need your needles. I'm using Chiaogoo 2.25 9-inch needles. This is the preferred needles that I use. I find them the easiest, and yeah, just most of it is just knitting in the round. So this is what I choose and what I recommend. So you need to attach your yarn either by a slip knot or just a little knot, and then we need to cast on. There's 3 different sizes for this pattern. I'm casting on the 64 stitch. I take a size 6 UK shoe, and I find 64 stitches on 2.25 is exactly right for my foot. So I'm going to just cast on the 64 stitches. We're just going to use the usual cast on we've used for the cows and the socks. So it's just like a knit stitch. Put your needle through, round, hook it up, and then hook it back onto the needle. And we're going to do this for 64 stitches. I've not used these needles for a little bit. I've been doing that Aran knitting, so these seem really small to me at the moment. So I know exactly how you feel. It's just a matter of once you've got this and you're up and running, it will feel much easier. There are many different cast-ons you can do, more stretchy ones. So once you've made your first pair, you can find what cast-on works for you. As I say, this basic cast-on is one that I generally use, and it fits my foot fine. Obviously, we all have different size feet and ankles, so some people need them to be more stretchy, and this is all out of focus. This can take a little bit of time, let's say, because it feels quite fiddly. So it's nice when you start coming in, if you've got a sock yarn that's got different colours, that makes it nicer, because then you get excited about how the different colours are going to look, how they're going to knit up. That's why I generally go for different colour yarn. I do like the self-striping. This is more of speckles, which I've not used before, so that's making it more interesting for me. This can take a bit of time to do, and it's a bit fiddly. That's why it's nice if you're using a yarn that's self-striping or has just got different colours. It makes it more interesting, and it also, you get excited to see how the colours are going to knit up. These are going to be some very bright socks. I'm loving these colours. Got a right little rainbow coming on. How's yours doing? I can't wait to see your pictures, see what colours you've chosen. I must say this yarn is a lot harder to knit with than the West Yorkshire spinners I usually do. It's very splitty. It's not helping that I'm trying to knit at arm length. So I'm just going to carry on. So I'll jump ahead a little bit. So I think I just need 2 more stitches. And that'll be my 64. That's my 64 cast on stitches. Oops. So when you've done how many stitches you need to do, then we shall join up in the round. Once you've made sure that it's all straight and it's not twisted, then we can join in the round. And the pattern, on the pattern, it's telling you to divide your stitches up. We don't need to do that because we're doing it in the round on a small needle. That's only if you're doing it on DPNs or with a larger cable and then you're doing magic loop. So we're going to move straight on to the rib section, and it says knit 1, purl 1 rib for 1.5 inches. So we're just going to join it up and we're just going to knit 1 and then purl 1. All the way around. So we have our yarn at the back. This may feel tight when you're knitting this first round, so yarn at the back and the needle up to knit and yarn forward and go down to purl. So it's literally knit 1, purl 1. As I say, this would feel tighter on this row, but it will be looser on the next row. Didn't sound good, did it? Sounded very tight. And just pull it round as you go. Just done a purl because it was at the front, so I'll take it to the back to do a knit. Got some nice interesting colours here. Can't wait till the pattern to start coming out and to see these colours. I think this is going to be a fun pair of socks. So we just knit 1 and then purl 1 all the way around. Just take your time with this, as I say, you get quicker and easier. Foundation rows are always the worst. Knit 1, then purl 1. All the way around. You'll know where the beginning is because you've got your towel hanging. So I'm just going to jump ahead a little bit while we do that. Once you are back down to the beginning again, it's worth checking that your stitches are straight and you're not twisted anywhere before you carry on. And then I've got my towel all over the place. It's a good idea to put your stitch marker on, because you're going to be going further away from that starting point, and it's going to get harder to know where the starting stitch is. So once again, we do exactly the same as we did before. So we're doing a knit stitch and then a purl stitch. We do the same stitches on the second round as we did on the first, and we just carry that on round. So you're just going to knit and then purl. Depending on how patterned your yarn is, you should then start to see the rib forming. Mine's not very clear because of my different colours as well. If you've got one colour yarn, you'll see it more, but it helps to know which stitch you're doing next. The knit stitch is the raised ones, and the purl stitch are the ones that are indented. So if you're not sure, you can look to see what the previous one was, or if your yarn is at the front or the back. So it's worth keeping an eye on in case you go wrong, so you don't go wrong for too far. It is something you have to concentrate on, really. Okay, so I shall do a bit more while you concentrate on that for a few minutes. So I've just come round to back to the marker again, so I'm just going to slip that marker, and then we're going to start off with a knit stitch again, and that's it. Just keep going round like that. So one more time, knit and purl, start off with the knit, as I say, you can see though that rib starting to form now. I am one with these needles to push it down. I don't think anybody would be able to do the throw-in technique with these needles. Luckily they're not too sharp, so you don't end up with an injury. Okay, so I'm just going to carry on with this, and then I'll show you when I get to the end. You can see those stitches coming through now. Okay, so that's 3 rounds done. So the pattern says we need to do 1.5 inches, and this is about 1/2 inch, so we've got another inch to go. So I'm going to leave you to do that, and then when you get to the end of the rib, there will be another video to show you how to do the leg, which is really simple. So that would be a nice quick one. It would take longer to do, but it will be really quick to show you. So yeah, carry on doing your rib, And any questions, any problems, please put them below. I'd love to help you out. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me. It's really fantastic that you're learning socks. I'm so pleased. And I hope it brings you as much pleasure as it brings me. So subscribe if you haven't subscribed so you get the next video and you don't miss it. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.